Yo, 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 you made it. It's your favorite comic on the rise, back with season 2 of the Comedy Chatter Podcast. If you've been searching for a pod that talks all things comedy, as well as kicking with some of the dopest comics in the game, then this is the podcast for you. What's good, what's good, what's good? My people, my comedy people. What's going on with everybody? Melvin Williams back at you with another episode of the Comedy Chatter Podcast. Hope all is well. Hope everybody's good. Y'all always know me, man. I'm a positive cat, upbeat. You know what I'm saying? I try to stay well, even though, try to stay feeling well no matter what's going on in my life, man. But everybody's going through, something. So that's the reason kind of why I do stand up. I've told y'all that many times why I do my pod. It's because, I'm just trying to make sure that everybody is, when they get a chance, to mix up all that bad stuff they got going on, when they get a chance, it's okay to laugh. It's okay to smile. It's okay to feel good. It's okay to, it's okay to act a fool. It's okay to be happy in the midst of other people. That's why I love performing stand-up. That's why I love doing comedy clubs, because you get to see all these teeth in here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to, comment on how all the teeth look at this point, but it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, the bottom line is that, everybody's smiling, everybody having a good time, and we all are in here, all different races, creeds, colors, genders, and we're having a good time. So that's what it's all about, man. Hope all is well. Man, I got a special show for y'all today, man. Season 2, episode 6. My man Sean Larkins, I was on location in Los Angeles where he's down there living. He moved from Atlanta. He's a D-town hometown, though. His hometown is Detroit. But I got a chance to meet him and, get in his circles when he was in Atlanta. So, he came up to do a show in Atlanta, and I tried my best to get over there and try to, podcast him while he was here. But due to circumstances out of our control, we just couldn't make it happen. So I told him, I said, don't worry about it, man. I ain't about to stress you out at your show tonight. Do your show. I'll fly over to Atlanta, man, and we can do it there. I'll fly over to L.A., and we can do it there. And so that's exactly what happened, man. So, yes, he's a, real cool guy, real funny cat, too. And he's, gave me a really nice interview. You guys are going to enjoy it. Y'all know how I start things off, though. My shout-outs, Mr. Roger Feeney is the guy that allows me to go to the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase and, do my podcast. If it wasn't for him, none of this would be possible. And I got a special shout out for my man Roger this time, because he finally tapped me. And this is something that I'm extremely proud of and extremely happy. But he finally tapped me to be a feature at the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase, which is my home club. I've done everything else, basically. Well, not headline, of course. I'm not there yet. But I've hosted. I have, done the open mics, of course, which is where I started. I have done my own shows, promoted and produced my own shows there, but I have never featured. And I've been getting my stuff together, man. I've been real happy about it and real hype about it. So May the 31st and June 1st, that 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. If you're in the Ann Arbor area and you're hearing this pod, hey, y'all stop through, man, and holler at your boy Melvin, because I'll be featuring for the first time at the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase. I've featured, before at other clubs, but he finally has given me sort of the, it's almost like one of those deals where comedy, promoters and comedy managers, tap you when they feel you're ready. So that's why I'm hype about it. So yeah, special shout out to Roger for tapping me. That date may be subject to change. You know how things work, but as of right now, he told me May 31st, June 1st. So that's Friday and Saturday. 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. Come check me out. David Pittman, we all know him at this point. Yeah, he's my sound and editing guy. He's the guy that showed me, how to put this whole podcast together. If it wasn't for him, hey, this thing wouldn't be popping off. But, everybody else was, coming at me, hey, man, I'll do your podcast and charge you this and do that. He was like, man, I'll show you how to, hook all that up yourself. I'll show you all the equipment you need. And, hey, here I am, 17 episodes in. And it's all because of guys like Roger, who believed in my vision, and David Pittman, who showed me how to set all of this up. So thank you, both of y'all. Shout out. My last shout out is to Mr. Comedy Great, Ricky Smiley. And I'll get into it a little later in terms of why I'm shouting him out. But I just wanted to kind of start it right there so I won't forget. But yeah, shout out to Ricky Smiley, man. He's going through a whole lot of stuff right now, actually, in terms of, people that have passed. I'm a big fan of his, by the way. I've been a big fan of his ever since his Alabama State, days. I went to Alabama State in my first year of college. So, he's been getting down, and he's been a Birmingham staple. And now he's, of course, national with his show and all of that. But yeah, Ricky's going through some stuff, and I'm, big on his IG, and he tells you about it, man. He's a guy that, wears his heart on the sleeve, and he tells you about all the stuff that he's going through in terms of his trials and tribulations and losing people. So, to deaths in the family and all that. So, yeah, I'll tell you, my little story later as to why I'm shouting out Ricky. But, man, hey, man, prayers up to you, dude, and know that the comedy community is riding with you. So, all right, any chatter going on? What are we going to chat about today? Is there any chatter? I know Kev Hart just dropped another Netflix comedy special. He just, I guess, that was, the Irresponsible tour. He finished up the Irresponsible tour. And, he dropped another special. And I guess I always got to chat about how, and I posted this recently, too, on my Facebook, and I tweeted it as well. But, Kevin Hart is, probably, if maybe arguably, but I don't think so. I think he's the top, comedian, especially comic draw right now. Like, he may not be the best comic. He may not be your favorite. He may not be, but in terms of the top draw, like, I don't think anybody's fucking with Kevin right now in terms of ticket sales and, like downloads, all that stuff. Like, Kevin Hart is the biggest comedian. He's been that, for a while now. And it always trips me out how I always, the Kevin Hart hate is what I call it. Like, everybody, now all of a sudden, oh, Kevin Hart ain't funny. Like, Kevin Hart is not funny. I'm hearing people just saying that he's not funny. I'm like, whoa, wait. Like, obviously he, funny to somebody. You know what I mean? Because like, every tour he does sells out. Every place that he goes sells out. And when he gets there, like, this is what I guess I'm trying to say. If he was that stale and that horrible, like, they wouldn't come the next time. But guess what? He's done, all his special, Laugh at My Pain, Let Me Explain, What Now, which was at the fucking football stadium, right, in Philly. He filled up a football stadium. Let's just go ahead and say that. And then this Irresponsible tour was it in London, I think? Like, but dude, we need to stop with the Kevin Hart hate, man. Like, if you don't like Kevin Hart, if he doesn't do it for you, that's fine, but that's opinion. Stop coming on talking about Kevin Hart. It ain't funny. Like, get the fuck. Like, he doing something. He doing something on that stage for an hour that's got a football stadium full of motherfuckers laughing. So, I don't know. Now, just because you don't dig him, like, I know some people that didn't think Pryor was fun. Pryor's just really not. And I'm like, dude, and he the greatest stand-up comic of all time to me. So that's how I know this shit is all a matter of opinion. If some bitch say I'm not funny, dog, I'd damn near be ready to fight. Because I'd be like, dude, I'm not wanting to fight you because you're saying that I'm not funny. What I want to fight you about is that you're saying I'm not funny when it should be I'm not funny to you. That's your opinion. Cause shit, when I go to these comedy clubs and I do these, private shows and I, do these, whatever, like feature sets and when I go on when I follow Ali Sadiq around the country and this motherfucker got 200 people in his and I do a guest set, hey, motherfuckers be laughing, like, you know what I'm saying? So please stop saying that people aren't funny. You may not dig them, but hey, all of that's a matter of opinion. You feel me? Telling you, man, it's crazy, man. Shit, I'm getting older. I realize that too. I'm embracing it though. Like, embrace when you get older. Shit, I'm tired of some of you men out there. Some of you motherfuckers, thank you. Embrace that shit. Some of these men out here just losing their mind. Are you 40 years old? Hey, you got on skinny jeans with the rips in the motherfucking thighs and shit. Like, that's for them kids. Leave that for those kids. That's not for you no more. God damn it. Go to JCPenney's, get you some motherfucking slacks. Yeah, and take them home and then iron that crease down the middle. Like all the other old men, you feel me? Stop trying to wear gym socks. You don't go to the gym no more. Shit. Get you some orthopedic socks, goddammit. Shit, so your blood can go all the way to your ankles. You know what I'm talking about? Shit. Get your old ass off Snapchat. Who the fuck Snapchatting you? Come on, for real? Motherfuckers on Snapchat with filters and shit. You a grown ass man. Yeah. Get on Facebook like all the other old son bitches. You know what I mean? I gotta go ahead and, be honest with this next one. First of all, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, rapper out of LA, who was slain and killed at his store, by the way. Like, he has his own clothing store, and kind of had some business ventures over there in LA, and somebody killed him like right in front of his store, from what I heard. I haven't got all the info, but like I said, I wanted to be honest about this, is that I truly had never heard of Nipsey Hussle. I mean, don't get me, I'll say this, I've heard that name before. That name has come across, but like most of this, rap. First of all, anybody that knows me knows I've never been a huge rap fan. Like all these rappers. I'm talking about back in the day when I was coming up. Like all that motherfucking Snoop and Easy. Don't get me wrong, I listen to it. But everybody know me, I'm an R&B cat. Like I'm motherfucking Jeffrey Osborne and Luther. Like I just me, I like to sing, and so, H-Town, Jodeci, Boys and Men, that was me. But when I heard the name Nipsey Hussle, it must be one of those little young rapper ass motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But like I hear all them other, like Yachi and Little Yachi and Bachi and all these, all that shit get tied in together. Like, I don't know none of them. Kodak this, like, get the fuck out of here. But since he's due to his untimely death, it has allowed me to find out who this cat is. And I gotta be honest, like I said, I was under a rock because I'd never heard of him, but the outpouring of love and respect and admiration for this dude is huge. I'm talking about, this literally, dare I say this, but it's been Tupac level. It literally has. It's been Tupac level. And that's amazing because, Tupac was, that motherfucker was, he was in my home. Like, my sister was the biggest Tupac fan ever, so I watched Tupac grow. I watched him. He was only, 25 when he died? But Tupac had become the king of rap. And, I can't say that about Nipsey because I didn't know about him. It wasn't like he was, all over the place and, touring and doing movies and nothing. But, hey, somehow in his short, his career or however long he was out, I can't say short career, but he had a following because everybody, lost it when they heard this guy passed away or was killed. So yeah, man, I just wanted to, much respect to him, much respect to the stuff that he was doing. Me and Sean Larkins are going to talk about it a little bit in the interview as well, but yeah, man, this dude set a mark while he was here, and that's always really, when you think about it, what you want to do in life, man. Like, what you want to do in life. I think I read a story somewhere. They said the Bloods and the Crips came together for a truce or something, like, due to him. Now, I don't know how long that's going to last, or even if it was, how true it was. But, I know the Bloods and Crips, some of them just be cousins. They be family members and can't come in the same room just because, they blood, one is a Blood, one is a Crip. So to hear that kind of shit, like, if he sparks any kind of change like that, that would be amazing. Too bad people have to, pass away for that kind of shit, but that would be amazing, like I said. Yeah, man. So this is what I wanted to talk about, before we get to the interview with Sean Larkins, in terms of why I shouted Ricky out. Yeah, Ricky Smiley. Like I said, he's a comic hero of mine. He's a comic inspiration. I'm a big fan. I think he's hilarious. So the first thing I'll do on my podcast is I'll start off by apologizing to him. Like, obviously, I don't know if he gonna hear this shit or nothing, but that's all I do. I put out the content, I tweet it out, and then I tweet out the link, and I tweet Facebook and all that stuff, send it to you. So if he hears it, cool. If not, then whoever hears it will know. But yeah, I just have to apologize to Ricky, man, because I did something. I fell into a place that I usually condemn in terms of social media. And, like I said, what I want to talk about is how fans, like myself and other people, fans forget that celebrities are people too. You know what I mean? Celebrities are people as well. Celebrities put on their pants the same way you do every morning. Celebrities eat breakfast. Celebrities go to the bathroom. Celebrities, you know what I'm saying? They got to get their health together. Celebrities, they got all this stuff that they have to do. And on top of that, they have to deal with, their mental health, their physical health. But, people in their family die just like yours. People, they have problems. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. So Ricky Smiley, like I started this segment with, has been going through some stuff. He's got some family members. I think he had a family member that just passed away. His uncle, his mother's brother, his uncle, like somebody he was close to. And like I said, he wears this stuff, it's, hard on his sleeve, man. He tells you all about this stuff, And, he has somebody else, like a few deaths in the past, couple months. But me, being the, the fan and the, like I said, temporary dickhead that I was being, I told myself, I want to interview with this guy. I want, this guy who I'm a fan of to, do my podcast. I want him to do my podcast. I'll come to him. I'll make it up. So guess what? Over the past, 2 months, I've been reaching out to him. Maybe even longer than that. But, I, hit him on IG. I hit him on, Facebook. I hit him everywhere. Like comments. Hey, man, I want you to do my podcast. I want you to do the Melvin Williams Comedy Chatter podcast. And he just, never would say anything back, Not saying that he needs to. So one particular day, man, I just kind of got, start getting in my feelings. Like I said, just like a typical fan would do in terms of when we forget that they're human and they're going through stuff. And I jumped on Twitter, which I'm just starting to kind of get my feet wet in, but I know that Twitter is big, and I figured I was like, he gonna see this if nothing else. And I got a picture of him off the internet, just kind of a picture of his face, and I put it on there. And I was like, hey, man, my tweet was something like along the lines of, hey, man, does anybody know, this guy at Ricky Smiley? And, I did his name on there. And I was like, please tell him I've been trying to get with him, man, but he just been straight ignoring me. Or, something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But the tweet's still up. Everything is on there. And lo and behold, I think maybe within 10 minutes, maybe 20, but not long, I got a reply from Ricky Smiley. And it was just a few words, and they were so cold to me. They were the coldest words ever. All he said was, "I'm not ignoring you." That was it. So, of course, I get all hyped, like, "Oh man, hey, great, blah, blah, blah." So I get back on and I'm tweeting, like, "Hey, I'm just a big fan, and I want to give blah blah blah." But guess what? He never responded to nothing else. But guess who did? People, other people. That's what Twitter does. Twitter is one of those monsters where everybody see stuff and they gotta get and start talking and shit. So everybody, this was the most chatter I'd ever had on my Twitter. All these tweets kept coming back. First of all, they was just liking his "I'm not ignoring you" thing. So I started getting more and more pissed when they just started like all the shit I've been putting on Twitter nobody ever liked. And all of a sudden Ricky Smiley says to me, "I'm not ignoring you." Now he just gets a whole, I'm sure these are a lot of his fans. But he told some girls he told you off, all that kind of stuff. So it wasn't until one of his fans that responded to this little tweet, and she said, "Hey, sir," she said she came at me, real correct. She was like, "Yeah, sir, just he's going through a lot right now, so give him some time." I'm paraphrasing, but she said some stuff along those lines, and it hit me like a shot, man. I started thinking oh my God, shit. What I did see on his Instagram that he said that he lost someone. And, like I said, that shit just went straight out of my mind because here I am turning into a fan, / fanatic, trying to, be an asshole and put Ricky out there on Twitter and say that he's ignoring me. But, yeah, man, like I said, I was real wrong, and, and I did a heartfelt apology on there, and I IG'd him one. Hopefully he got him, but he never responded. But like I said, hopefully one day, he and I will cross paths, and I'll get a chance to interview him for my podcast. But if not, like I said, that's not something. It's just something that I want. But I apologize to him. I'm doing it once again publicly here on my podcast. Hey man, I just turned into a fan that day, and I was wrong, and I should have never even came at you like that. And like I said, I'm a fan of yours, and I'm riding with you no matter what in terms of whatever you're dealing with. Prayers are up to you and your family. So, all right. Well, yeah, like I said, after I got that off my chest, man, we can get right into this interview. The one and only Sean Larkins. He hails from Detroit, Michigan, Cooley High's finest. Moved to Atlanta and then started doing his thing in Atlanta, man. And has become one of the most respected comedians in the game now. So respected that Ced The Entertainer called him up and asked him to write for his new show, The Neighborhood, which is hilarious, by the way. So if y'all haven't been checking it out, you need to check out The Neighborhood on CBS. But I'm going to go ahead and get into this interview right now. You guys are going to enjoy it with Sean Larkins. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Comedy Chatter Podcast with the one and only Mr. Sean Larkin. What's going on, man?
What up, though?
Big Sean, right? That's what everybody been calling you. I've been calling you that too. But when we was coming up, like I said, you probably don't remember, but like I said, I've been following you for a while, man. Atlanta, uptown, you know what I'm saying? I used to run into you there all the time. Okay. And then of course that's when I learned you was out of the D. So I was like, oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna start keeping up with him. Speaking of the D, whenever I do these interviews, I always start with kind of a sports question to kind of break the ice. All dudes always know how to break the ice with sports. Okay. So man, you got to let me know. Like, you are the biggest, from what I see on your IG and all that, the biggest Detroit Lion fan ever, dog. And hey, we already know their story. So tell, like, one playoff win, 50 years. That's what I've heard. So that's about it, right? I think so. One playoff victory, 50 years. That's unbelievable to say. Yeah, but you tell me what you would do if you was the GM, like right now. They gave Sean Larkins the job. Hey, what are we doing to change the Lions' whole philosophy and things over there to get some wins?
Well, first thing I do, make them play at Wayne State. Okay. Yeah, so ain't no sense in wasting a good state.
Exactly. Beautiful Ford Field, right?
Right. So
yeah, that's actually makes some sense. Like, look, till y'all get y'all shit right.
Yeah, go play at Wayne State.
Yeah,
till they get it together. I mean, they need so much stuff. You just got to start with a winning culture. They just don't have a winning culture, man. They just so content with being mediocre. They don't, and the people of Detroit deserve so much more than what they offering, man.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I know if they ever do make a Super Bowl, I'm probably gonna cry.
Oh yeah. You there? Yeah, you there? You there? You say you there?
What it's gonna cost? If they make Super Bowl, I'm going.
Hey, you Kevin Hart, like when the Philly won, he's trying to get on stage and shit. That's you.
I don't have that much.
I can see you out there like,
hey. Get the stadium.
Exactly. I understand. All right, so I started like this, man, with my first talking point. Mm-hmm. I recently interviewed Royale Watkins out here, man, and he told me that he was a veteran, like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I never knew that, and I did not know that about you until you mentioned it at the show last week in Atlanta. You just was, in passing, talking to somebody. So yeah, man, what I always ask all comics that are like that is tell me if that shaped your comedy in any way, like you going over and fighting or whatever it is, shaped it in any way. Or your comedy journey.
No, I wouldn't say that. It shaped my life experience, not my comedic experience, but just being able to leave Detroit and see where I was from the outside looking in, as opposed to just being in it all my life. Mm-hmm. So, when I joined the military, I got to be around every kind of ethnicity and religion. I traveled the world. I lived in Germany for a couple of years. I was in Saudi Arabia. So that shaped me. Just being able to leave my community.
Yeah. How early was you real young?
18.
Oh yeah, you was real young.
18 or 19.
Man.
18 or 19 years. I waited 1 year after high school, then I went in. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. What high school? What high school?
Cooley High, man. West Side, Cooley High till I die, baby.
Cooley High. All right.
Right.
Cool. Cooley High. All right.
Cardinals. It's not there anymore.
Oh, they didn't take Cooley?
Yeah,
Cooley ain't there no
they
more.
turned it into a haunted house.
I did not know that.
They closed it down, man.
I did not know that. So yeah, you definitely really got some nostalgia for that,
man.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know what they turn into condos or something.
Yeah, I did not know that. Now, did you start stand up in the D, or did you start when you got to ATL?
I started about 7-8 months after I got to Atlanta.
Okay, so you started.
Yeah,
you
so
started.
I started in Detroit.
So you started in the ATL. All right. Now, I'm gonna take you back for a minute. If hopefully I don't mess up the name. Frozen Paradise?
Palace.
Frozen Palace. All right.
Frozen Palace, National Highway.
Tell me about the first night, because I heard you hosted that for a while, right?
I hosted the Frozen Palace for 8 years.
Yeah.
Thursday night for 8 years, man. We did Thursday nights. We started by 11:30, and it was on Old National. It was a rough spot for people, man.
That's what I hear, man.
Selling dope on the patio.
Oh shit! I hadn't gotten there yet, but hey, that's what I heard.
People got robbed on in the back parking lot. Yeah, it went down to the Frozen Palace, man. But every comedian came to the Frozen Palace.
That's what I heard. I heard it was like a staple, like the way Cats is kind of now, like with up and coming guys coming and some of the bigger names coming to work out some stuff. They said that was the Frozen Palace.
People would leave uptown and come over to the Frozen Palace, or whoever was working over there, I'd get them to come do the Frozen Palace afterwards and make a little extra money. So, everybody came through the Frozen, man.
I heard that. Yeah, shout out to Maurice Sims. Like I say, I had him on pod as well.
Okay.
And he was the one that told me. He mentioned your name. That's when I knew. I was I got to get him next. I got to get Sean Larkins next. Because he told me, man, he said that's what started him to want to be a comedy promoter. He said he used to go to the Frozen Palace every time he saw Big Sean Larkins in there hosting. He was like, man, this is what I want to do. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, I started way back in the day, bro.
Yeah. So how long have you considered you've been? You said you hosted that for 8 years. How long have you been getting it in? Like in terms of when you first started stand up to now?
24 years, about 24 years now.
24 years.
Yeah, 24 years,
Okay. All right. And what's up with that? What's up with the D Boys movie too? I remember you used to post stuff about it, man. How did that? Tell me a little bit about it and tell me how it came about and how y'all worked it out. And
it's still a work in progress. D Boys is a series a concept that I came up with. It's kind of like The Wire, a funny version of The Wire.
Okay.
Just some ridiculous characters. Everybody always makes TV and movie about the dope game, but I don't see anybody making a funny
comedy
about it. So that's the aspect I came at it with. So it's still a dream of mine to have it on TV. Mm-hmm. One day soon. Now that I'm here in LA, so I'm in the circle.
Yeah, you in the right place.
I'm in the right place to get these dreams accomplished. So
yeah, we definitely looking for that. I remember used to always kind of post. Like I said, I've been following for a while. I used to post, hey, getting them D boys. I was like, I gotta ask him about that. Cool. All right, I saw this recently on one of the stand-up comments. He does a lot of stuff on the internet. But they did it. I think his name is Kev on Stage. I only heard it. He did this thing about One Gotta Go. And so I said, I'm going to introduce that to Sean on there. We was talking about cities. Because I know you got ties to all of these. So if you had to eliminate one, which one would it be out of these? So we got Detroit. Mm-hmm. We got Atlanta. Mm-hmm. We got Los Angeles. And we got New York. Now, I think they made split stipulations on theirs. Ain't no stipulations on this one. One got to go. If you had to get rid of one, everything from it got to go. The music, the art, the you know what I'm saying, the sports, like everything just got to go. So what would you keep? And which one would you eliminate? New York got to go. Okay. Right off the bat, huh?
Yeah.
Like it's easy.
It's easy. I couldn't live in New York. It's cool to visit, but it's...
Yeah, it's kind of fast and it's kind of dirty, huh?
Yeah, LA is kind of fast and dirty too.
Okay,
it's fast and dirty.
Okay.
But
hopefully nobody killed me for that. But yeah, I've heard it. Yeah,
my home, so
I
have to go. Even though I couldn't move back to Detroit either. But there's too many people up there. Too many memories up there.
Yeah, that's your spot. Yeah, that's your spot. When the last time you been home?
December.
Okay, so you just kind of
came
back.
I was at a show at Motor City Casino with Ced, and my friend Kool-Aid passed away, so we had to go.
Yep.
Had to go.
Rest in peace, Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid, man.
Yep.
One of my best friends ever in this game. So.
Definitely. He had Baker's, man. Like I said, definitely shout out to Kool-Aid recipe. He had Baker's Monday night.
Yeah.
Man, that thing, I'm talking about just pot. The way you just said you had frozen paradise, that's the way it was a staple. Everybody was like, man, you going on Monday? You gonna be there on Monday? You got to go to Kool-Aid's room. Yeah. Awesome. Now, like I said, you also are a real big inspiration to me because I also, on top of stand-up, like I'm in the writing game as well. That's what I graduated from Western. Shout out to Western Michigan University, which y'all been shouting out on the show.
We had an episode of Western Michigan.
Yes, I was hyped about that.
You watch it?
Yep, I have not seen that one yet. The one with USC, where they was, So I haven't seen that one yet. I think the last one I saw, I binge watch them. The last one I saw was the one where they were talking about Kalamazoo and everything in there. Like I said, that you had written it too, your name,
So
Sean Larkins. Yes,
Okay.
graduate class of 2000. Yep. So I was hyped when I saw that drop about I was like, I gotta watch that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. But with that said,
we were supposed to have Michigan State on that episode, but they had a lot of controversy going on in Michigan State, so they didn't want any kind of negative press, so they pulled out.
Oh, with the Lasser and stuff.
Yeah, so we got Western Michigan to join up.
Well, hey, I was about to say, they lost his art game because I know I got hyped when I saw that drop. I was like, but yeah, man, you got it. Like I said, you were inspired because you were a writer, and that's how I started in the writing game. Scripts, screenplays, and then I started helping a friend of mine write comedy.
Okay.
So you got to tell me about the whole call. I know you said you was ATL born, like hard, and then you just said you got this call from the man and was like, hey man, I want you to come over to LA, and you just kind of made this jump. I can remember your post and everything. Hey dog, got this opportunity, gotta go. So tell me a little bit about like that, and just kind of you uprooting yourself and coming out to LA to write for the neighborhood.
Well, I toured with Ced for I don't know, the last 4 or 5 years. And, He got greenlit for his show, of course, The Neighborhood.
Yeah.
And we had a show in Cleveland, Ohio. I was like, last summer sometime, he was like, I got this show. I think you'd be good to write for it, but you don't live in L.A. I was like, it's worth it. He said, it's a good opportunity. And so when it started, I was like, man, I ain't heard from them. So I called, Ced up. He's like, listen, man, they really don't have no money in the budget. But if you come out here, I can get you in the writer's room, and we can see if we can make something happen. And that's all the guarantees that I had. Yeah. So I said, okay, I'll see you Monday. And I basically dropped my life in Atlanta, and I flew to LA, and I started working. I was in there 6 weeks before I even got paid.
Wow.
Yeah, and
wow, and it's tough. LA is expensive too.
So I basically had to get out of my comfort zone in Atlanta and just do it. Because I was too comfortable. I knew I had to take some steps back in order to grow.
Yeah. Hey, man, you definitely did it for the right thing. I think I saw recently it was picked up for another season. Hell yeah. So, you definitely came out for the right reason. And like you said, sometimes you got to take them jumps. Mm-hmm. Yes, you do.
Take a leap of faith.
Yes, indeed. Now, how has it been working with the kid? Like you said, you've been doing it for you said you've been touring with Ced, but I've always wanted to know, like I said, he's another one of my comic inspirations. So how is it working with him and working with Pam, Tachina Arnold? Man, she is hilarious on the show.
She has no filter.
Oh man, I can only imagine.
She lets it go. Whatever's on her mind, she don't say it. Working with Ced, and as far as stand up, is different than the show. The show is a lot more pressure. With stand up, I mean, he makes all the rules and he does what he wants to on stage. With the show, it's a lot of other channels that you have to go through to get things on television, so it's a lot more stressful. So you can see that side of him, and I haven't really seen that side of him. So is he
producer, executive, or whatever producer? Okay, yep. So that makes sense then. Right. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. And you say, Tachina, she has no filter. Did she ever have any Martin stories? Any coming from Martin the days? She don't never mention too much of that.
I've heard some things she's talked about. I wasn't personally in the room, so I don't know. But I actually heard. I knew Tommy Ford before he passed.
Oh yes, rest in peace, Tommy.
Tommy would tell us about Martin stuff. So
okay. So you was already kind of up on it,
right? I know. The other, what's his name?
Cole.
Cole, I know Cole as well.
Okay, cool. That's funny. That ain't as real. That we just always know. I call her Pam. We call him Cole.
Right.
Like that's what I call him, man. Yep. Now, recently you put something up about you doing the challenge for Nipsey Hussle, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and be honest. I was I've been living under a rock because rest in peace to him. But when this guy was killed and all this shit started flooding my timeline, I was like, who in the hell is Nipsey Hussle? I swear to you, like my sister, everybody laughed at me, but I was like, man, I literally hadn't. But as of right now, like everybody's saying, not only was this dude just some rapper or just something, like he was strong in his community, and now I'm starting to see that.
Yeah, you should. I mean, while you're here, you should definitely go by the Marathon store.
I got to. Yep, and, got to.
Check him out. I was a fan of the music. I was also a fan of the hustle. He first got on my radar. I saw, I think, a YouTube story about him. He was over in Amsterdam. He was starting his own cryptocurrency, and at the time I was kind of investigating that myself, like looking to invest in cryptocurrency, and just saw him.
Oh, it's kind of like the Bitcoin stuff?
Bitcoin, yeah.
Okay.
He was starting his own currency.
Wow.
And then I got into the music, the Victory Lap, and I fell in love with the music.
Yeah, that's what you saying on your what's the name, yeah.
So yeah, he's the music. A lot of people weren't into the music because it is kind of West Coasty, so but I like West Coast music. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, once I saw your challenge on there, I was like, man, hopefully this is something that people would get behind. It's always like we started.
I didn't want to get into the politics of it. I knew the man had started something, and we should definitely try to finish it up. The reasons why he passed away, he ain't here, so he ain't bringing him back. But let's try to live on the way he did.
Exactly. I'm definitely gonna go try to swing over there and check out the show and everything.
Yeah.
I mean the store and everything. All right, so I usually kind of end these on just kind of getting your perspective on who you fanning on right now. What I mean by that is like your comedians that you dig right now. It could be somebody as loading on under the radar, nobody knows, never heard of. They'll get a chance to hear them for the first time on a Comedy Chatter Pod, or it could be somebody as, hey man, Chris Roddy, some of the kings. So yeah, just who you digging right now? Any specials out there that you digging that you saw recently that you think was good?
My mother sent me one, and I watched him online.
Okay.
Let me see if I can pull his name up.
Yeah, definitely.
My mother put me on this.
I love. Okay, yeah.
She put me up on this guy. Let me see if I can put it in. Sebastian Mandasalco. So he was really funny.
Okay.
He was really funny.
Was it a Netflix or was it online?
Yeah,
it was a Netflix. Okay, that means I could check it out.
Funny. I've always been a fan of Tony Roberts. Always cracked me.
Yeah, saw Detroit's finest. Tony Roberts is he slays when he gets on the stage.
I recently saw Mark Curry and he killed. I hadn't seen him in years, and I mean he's
still getting it in like that, huh? Where were y'all at when you saw Curry? Can you remember?
Here at Savoy.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's my next interview. By the way, glad you brought it up. I'm trying to get Chris Spencer. I've been trying to get him ever since I ran into him in Grand Rapids. Yeah. But he does the Wednesday night Savoy, right?
Savoy, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Mark Curry, the Sebastian. I can't think of his last name. We got to get his last name together. Right. But yeah, I always ask y'all because y'all are the people to definitely hear.
I mean, the big names are cool, but they're not like really who I. When you in this game, you don't care about those big names.
Exactly. The big name ain't what do it for you. So you got to actually look at check out the actual stuff that they doing. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, man. That's pretty much all I have for you, Sean.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm glad that you allowed me to come get. I'm on location, by the way, in LA, just like when I had to come and get Royale. Okay. But it's always good, for an up and coming comic like myself to get a chance to get some of the knowledge and some of the game and hear about y'all's journey. So I appreciate you. Hey, do me a favor. Whenever I, put this out there, I just need you to share it with your folks.
For sure.
All right. Man. Appreciate it. Thanks so much for checking out the pod. Also, special thanks to my guest, Mr. Sean Larkins. Be sure to check out his social media, Facebook, Instagram, for future show and date info. Be sure to check us out next go around for another episode of the Comedy Chatter Podcast, where we interview another super dope comedian and, of course, me. Meldon Williams. Make sure y'all keep listening, subscribing, and supporting. Y'all be good to yourselves and each other. Peace out.